Rob
and Ed
from MickeyUpdates.com, the show, and we are standing here in front of the Moroccan Palace Theater right here for the Iceploration show, bringing you this week's Mickey Updates, the show. All right, this is Rob
and Ed
from MickeyUpdates.com, the show. We are live from Magic Kingdom. We are going to bring you the news of the week. So we're going to start the news off the week with some news from Universal, and I'm going to let Ed take this one. Go ahead, Ed.
Our first story of the week is the Mardi Gras is coming back again this year, and here are the bands this year. First week, which is Saturday, February 18th, is B-52s. And on Saturday, February 18th, it's Kelly Clarkson. Then on Sunday, February 19th, it is Boys to Men. On Saturday, February 29th, it is Diana Ross. On Saturday, March 3rd, it is the Goo Goo Dolls. On Saturday, March 10th, it is Big Time Rush. Friday, March 16th, is J. Cole. Saturday, March 17th, is Sugar Ray. Friday, March 23rd, is Hot Shell Ray. Saturday, March 24th, is B.O.B. Friday, March 30th, is Plain White Tees. Saturday, March 31st, is Prince Royal. Saturday, April 7th, is Cyndi Lauper. And the last band is on Saturday, April 14th, is Kate C. and the Sunshine Band. And also they have jazz bands, I think jazz and our blues bands going periodically also through there.
They also have Zydeco music, which will be playing during those. And they also have the parade, which will be playing, which will be going on during that as well. If you haven't been to Mardi Gras, now is the time to come. It's just a big celebration, big party, big parade down the main drag there at Universal Orlando, or Universal Studios Orlando. Just awesome stuff. And it is included in your admission. So definitely really cool to check that out and to check out what's going on at Universal. Now, moving on to some Walt Disney World news. We have some major Walt Disney World news to talk about. There's lots of stuff coming up this summer for Walt Disney World. One of the biggest things that is taking place in Walt Disney World in the summer will be the opening of the Art of Animation Resort. Yes, to kick off the summer vacation season, Walt Disney World Resort will open its doors to the newest resort hotel with Disney's Art of Animation Resort, a value property consisting primarily of family suites that immerse guests in the magical worlds of classic Disney and Disney Pixar films. Opening in phases, each of the four wings collaborates rich storytelling, spirited characters, and playfulness with colorful icons and whimsical theming, inspired by each beloved film depicted. These three family suite wings will showcase Finding Nemo's, Cars, and The Lion King. With elaborate storytelling both inside and out, standard guest rooms make up the Little Mermaid wing, the final phase to open. The three-story resort will immediately put guests into the worlds of favorite Disney characters and animated films, beginning at check-in as pixelated patterns and wavy ribbons of color decorate the resort exterior. Pencil drawings of Ariel, Lightning McQueen, Nemo, and Simba adorn the entryway. And a cleverly created chandelier composed of animation storyboards enhance the lively and modern library. Wow, this sounds awesome. Doesn't it sound awesome?
Yes, it does.
I can't wait for this to open. What do you think is going to be your favorite part out of this motel? Is it going to be the theming? What do you think is going to be your favorite part?
Actually, the restaurant.
The restaurant. Actually, it's funny that you bring that up about the restaurant, because I believe that's the next story here. Yes, it is the next story here that we're going to talk about. They're going to have customized dining options at the restaurant. How awesome is that? So customized dining options at the restaurant. Now let's talk about that for a second. Some of the menu highlights that they're going to have at the Animator's Palette, are the Landscape of Flavors, food court at the Disney Art of Animation Resort is going to be, you can create a salad at the soup salad sandwich shop, including a caprese salad, or sandwich with fresh mozzarella and tomatoes on focaccia, or a buffalo-style turkey sandwich with arugula and a blue cheese buffalo sauce mayo spread, both served with house-made potato chips. Awesome stuff. The World Flavor Shop adds Indian African flair to breakfast. Now, this is my favorite because it has Indian food. I know you don't like Indian food, you don't like the curry, but I love Indian food. And this is probably the coolest thing that they have going on right now. They're going to have Indian food. They're going to have a breakfast with scrambled eggs, tandoori potatoes, Portuguese sausage, side bacon, and a mini naan. Now, that sounds awesome to me. They're also going to have on a veggie flatbread as well. So you can also have a veggie flatbread sandwich on naan with cauliflower, spinach, and paneer. And lunch and dinner is a choice of tandoori chicken or shrimp, Mongolian beans and vegetables, mahi, Portuguese sausage, or roasted acorn squash with sides and naan bread. Awesome stuff there. The pizza shop features a make-your-own pasta, cheese and pepperoni pizzas, and meatball on ciabatta bread. Room delivery is an option too for the pizza. That's cool. You can have the pizza brought up to your room. Definitely have to check that out. The burger shop includes a breakfast burger with chicken breakfast sausage, cheese, and scrambled eggs on a multigrain bun, and a steak and eggs breakfast burger with steak and egg breakfast burger with a burger topped with fried eggs, cheese, and bacon. Fried eggs, cheese, bacon. Fried eggs, cheese, bacon. I can't say that enough. It just sounds super delicious. So I think the first day that this cafeteria or restaurant opens, you will definitely be there. Isn't that right, Ed?
Oh, yeah.
So the grab-and-go market, I forgot one more thing. Besides the traditional burgers, lunch and dinner includes a surf burger with crab cake and fried popcorn shrimp, and a pastrami cheeseburger topped with pepper jack cheese and a slice of fried green tomato. Delicious. The grab-and-go market shop also offers drinks, yogurt, bagels, pastries, gourmet cupcakes, cookies, and gelatos. Very awesome stuff there. Now, moving on to the next the next thing that Disney is going to have this summer is the Disney Fantasy. Yes, we've all heard about the Disney Fantasy, some of the amazing stuff that the Disney Fantasy has. I'm going to run through some of the fantasy fun that this includes. And you can do 7-night cruises on this cruise, and this is some of the fun you'll have on that boat. 2 new Broadway-style musical stage show, Wishes, and Disney's Aladdin, a musical spectacular, and the lavish Walt Disney Theater. Magical princess makeovers at Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and during Pirate Night, swashbuckling transformations at the Pirates League. Now that sounds awesome. The Muppets are coming to the Disney Fantasy in an interactive design adventure game using the ship's enchanted art. Animation Magic, a new dinner show, and the Animator's Palette restaurant that brings guests cartoon drawings to life. And Europa, a nighttime entertainment district for adults featuring sophisticated bars and trendy lounges inspired by the very best in European travel. So awesome stuff there. On the next news of the next story or the next thing that's going on there, I'm going to kind of let Ed talk about this one. So go ahead and talk about that one, Ed.
Oh, yes. Next one is the new Fantasyland openings. In the summer of 2012 sees the first stirrings to life of the new Fantasyland, representing the largest expansion in Magic Kingdom history. When the multi-layer project is complete, Fantasyland will nearly double in size and immerse guests in Disney stories as never before. Fantasyland will deliver a new home for Ariel, new ways to interact with your favorite Disney princesses, offer a new and exciting family coaster, and a double dose of Dumbo. Be our guest at Beast Castle and much more.
That sounds awesome stuff there. The new Fantasyland will open in phases. They have moved Dumbo over to its new spot. The Barnstormer will reopen as the Great Goofini. And there's all kinds of other stuff going on, so definitely want to check that out. And that opens not too far from now. Now, some other news that they're going to be doing out of Typhoon Lagoon, they are going to be running surf schools out of Typhoon Lagoon. Actually, from our neck of the woods, Cocoa Beach, they're going to be running surf schools. Now, if you've ever been to Typhoon Lagoon, you've seen the wave pool, you can surf at Typhoon Lagoon. As crazy as that sounds, it is a wave pool, but you can surf in it. So they are going to be running surf schools at there. It's a 2.5-hour program, and it's $150 for that program. So awesome stuff going on at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon. Also, don't forget that Blizzard Beach will be open too. Just as good as a water park, I think, is Typhoon Lagoon. Are probably a little bit better with the ski lift and Summit Plummet and all that great stuff. So, fans of the next thing is fans of all things Disney make memories, rack up rewards with new Disney Premier Visa card points. So, guests can make the most out of their summer vacation at Walt Disney World and enjoy terrific perks thanks to Disney Premier Visa card. The new card offers Disney fans more ways to earn rewards twice as fast, plus the opportunity to redeem towards airline travel in addition to most everything Disney. Awesome stuff. There's more, including special card member-only perks when visiting Walt Disney Resort and the Disneyland Resort, and when shopping at the more than 200 Disney Store locations in the U.S. Disney Premier Visa card members earn 2% in Disney Dream Reward dollars on card purchases at restaurants, grocery stores, gas stations, and at most Disney locations at Walt Disney World. So awesome stuff there to check out with the Disney card. Definitely want to check that out if you are a Disney card member, and check all that great stuff up. Now, the last story of the week for Walt Disney World, or the last thing they're doing this summer, is they are hosting the AAU Basketball National Championships. Now, this is a tournament every year that they have, and some of the top scouts in the basketball college recruiting field come out to check out the talent that's out there, to try to recruit them to go to college. Some of your bigger stars like LeBron James and Dwight Howard have all played at this event and have had really good success. So looking forward to that. That will be at the ESPN Wide World of Sports. Let me see if I can get you. That'll be July 3rd through August 4th, 2012 at the Wide World of Sports. So that's pretty much going to do it for the news of the week here from Walt Disney World. We're going to send you into our next segment, which will be the Ride of the Week. And don't forget, we also have coming up for you a interview or a review of the Gatorland and the Gatorland Zipline. And we also have a nice review of Iceploration, the new ice show at Busch Gardens as well. So sit back, hold on, and prepare for the Ride of the Week. All right, this is Rob from MickeyUpdates.com, the show bringing you your Ride of the Week. I know it seems a little strange we're bringing you your Ride of the Week, which is at Busch Gardens from Magic Kingdom, but we're here right now filming, so we thought we'd include this too. This week's Ride of the Week is SheiKra, which was built in 2005. SheiKra was one of the first dive coasters for the company B&M that makes the coasters for makes most of the coasters at SeaWorld and Busch Gardens. It does soar 200 feet in the air. It does dive directly down, straight down like a 90-degree angle, and it is floorless. It is an awesome coaster. Check it out. Check out the video. There's a really cool part where it shoots water, where it kicks water up and really gets people wet that are standing outside of the coaster. But just an awesome coaster. 2 big drops. Really cool stuff. We got some awesome video for you here. So sit back, pull down your harness, and enjoy this week's Ride of the Week. I'm gonna lose my shoes.
The footboard.
SheiKra time! SheiKra time! SheiKra time! It's time for SheiKra. It's a friendly ride. Oh God! Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Wow, you're right. This chain is heavy duty. Oh, great. The sun's right in my eyes. Hate that sun in my eyes. Really hate that sun in my eyes. Oh, I hate this looseness on my harness too. But mostly just the sun in my eyes.
Oh my God!
Oh God.
Oh, you should see how high we are.
Oh man. Here we go, boys. You ready?
No. I would like to click one more click, please.
1, 2, 3, let's go. I love SheiKra! SheiKra! Woo, SheiKra! Oh, bro.
Oh, that was awesome.
Here we go. Oh, this is nice. Oh my God! Oh my God! Kids are in the back of the car, they're screaming, I gotta go to the bathroom, Daddy! I gotta go to the bathroom, Daddy!
Truck tire.
All because you went with the other guys.
Burning alive.
I gotta go to the bathroom, Daddy! I gotta go to the bathroom.
Here comes the meat wagon.
We have a awesome review. We just actually did Gatorland and did a
Some awesome stuff at Gatorland.
did
as a
some
matter of
zip
fact.
lining, saw some gator shows, did all kinds of crazy stuff here at Gatorland. Really cool stuff. We're gonna give you our thoughts on the park and stuff like that. I think we should start with the park. What did you think about the park, Mark?
I mean, once you walk in and you're on sort of the bridges that they have there, I'll tell you, there's gators absolutely everywhere. I mean, you cannot escape where all the gators are. So when they call this Gatorland, they're very serious about it.
Yeah, you're right. And one of the coolest areas that I thought, seeing all the gators is nice. They have a really nice petting zoo, which is really cool, where you get to feed some.
Wait a second. Before they get confused, they don't have gators at the petting zoo.
No gators at the petting zoo. No gators at the petting zoo, folks. Only, what were there, goats and a cow?
Yeah,
Or
they had a cow there. They had the goats.
and goats.
Yeah, they had a really beardy goat. We got great pictures of
Yeah,
that.
they had some chickens, roosters, and the roosters were walking around everywhere. If you've ever been to Key West, Florida, the roosters are walking around everywhere. Kind of the same feeling.
Kind of gave you that feel, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
because when we were sitting at the Gator Wrestling show, I saw some just walking around the
Oh,
stage.
yeah,
and
that's
so on and
right.
So forth. So really cool stuff there. One of the really cool areas that I liked was the swamp area that we walked through. They have a nice trail that you can walk through that takes you back into the swamp area.
Yeah.
It really takes you back there, lets you see a lot of the natural Florida swamp.
The first sign that it says, too, is like, this is a real swamp. Everything that you see here is real. And I'll tell you, the vegetation there was absolutely so dense. The path goes around in a big circle, and you can't see it from other parts of the path. So it's a giant circle. It's a great walk. It's very tranquil, and it's really, really cool. I highly recommend doing it. Upon first look, it may not look like much, but it's absolutely fascinating to that swamp walk.
Yeah, it's kind of off into the back of the park, and there's just a gate there, and you kind of look at it, and you're like, why would I want to do this? But it's really tranquil. And the whole day has been really relaxing. Just this park in general is a really relaxing kind of nature-y park that was just phenomenal. I know, there was various walkthroughs, not just the swamp area, but there was the area in the back that goes by the water and things like that. Seeing in the observation tower,
Big tower, yep.
And when you go inside there, you might hear the rustles of the cars going by as we stand out here. But once you're in the park, you feel very secluded, and you feel like you're a part of the nature.
If it wasn't for being on top of the tower, you really don't catch any of the outside here at all. So yeah, aside from being up in the tower, we didn't notice any of this.
Now, as far as shows, Mark, what was your favorite show of the day?
I can tell you what my favorite show wasn't. Actually, that would be a lot easier. It was the Up Close and Personal show, I think it was called. The Up Close
Encounters.
Yeah. They actually had this woman go up there, and immediately when they took spiders, big spiders, out of the box, yeah, I left.
Yeah, I saw him make a beeline for the entrance. They had not even brought this spider out yet before Mark had already made a beeline for the exit.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny. I don't think we got video, but I think we got photos of that. So that will definitely be on the website if we got video.
You said they walked, and then I'm glad I left because you said they walked up and down with the spider.
Yes, they walked up and down the road. We did get video of the show. I just didn't get video of Mark actually leaving the show.
It's not that as exciting as you would think.
Oh, it was exciting. But they did walk up and down the aisles with the tarantula is what it was. And they had other animals that they brought out. They brought out a couple snakes and things like that. It was really cool. And then at the end of the show, which you'll see, and we'll put we'll put the video up for the show.
I'll see it on the show.
And they brought out a giant python. It was a python, and they brought it out, and they didn't tell people what it was. and then they had 3 people line up, and then they brought out this huge python and just set it in their arms and said, "Here you go," without them seeing it. So that was rather interesting. So. A show that I would say is not for the squeamish are the arachnophobias.
Yeah, definitely. Not.
Are the arachnophobiites. I don't know how you would
Can't say I
call
don't
them.
regret leaving after I found out they walked up and down with it in the aisles.
Now, one of the other shows that I liked, the Gator Wrestling was actually
Gator
pretty
Wrestling
neat.
was cool, very informative, very funny too. Though actually, I'll even say that everything that so far in the park is just loaded with humor.
Even the pre-show for the up close encounter had some comedy in it, which was really cool. The Gator Wrestling did have, the cool thing about Gatorland is you get that nice mix of entertainment and education. So you learn a lot about the Gators, but you also get that mix of entertainment. So you're still entertained when you see
I don't
these
even
shows.
think you realize you're being entertained. I think
Exactly.
that's the great thing about it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're
it's
exactly
so
right.
cool.
Yeah, watching the Gator Wrestling, you're watching the Gator Wrestling, but you're learning at the same time. So really cool stuff there as far as that's concerned. Now, as far as other shows, one of the other shows that we did catch was what was the last show that we caught?
The Gator Jumperoo.
Gator Jumperoo. Yes, the Gator Jumperoo is right at the end of the day here. I don't think they have multiple shows throughout the day. I think it's just a one-time show at the end of the
We didn't
day.
really even get to see anything jump.
We didn't get to really see
hungry.
anything jump, but basically what they do is they have special almost zip lines that they hang chicken from, and little chicken pieces like a leg and,
I wanted them.
and a breast.
They
Yeah.
looked- I was hungry.
Well, they were raw, so I don't think you want them
and
that
they
bad.
were over the gators, so that wouldn't be
Yeah.
a good idea either.
So, so they have them out there, and they do various routines and stuff like that with the gators, and then they have these 2 or 3 guys up there, 2 of them which are supposed to play, this is the only way I could say this, rednecks.
Hayseeds.
Yeah, exactly. The whole day, we've encountered this kind of redneckish atmosphere, which has been very comical. And some of the jokes they've had, you might be a redneck or this is redneck such and such, has been very comical. Even when you call the phone number to book your trip here, it's very comical with the redneck and all that stuff. So really cool stuff. But the jumping show, they had that. They had these guys do like a comedy routine. Really cool stuff. Now on to the next part, which would be the food.
The food.
Yes, the
I
food.
wasn't going to the food.
But we did try Pearl's Smokehouse.
Yes, we
which
did.
is in the back. Now, there's various locations in here to eat. There's some fudge places. There's like a coffee shop.
Yep.
Different things like that. I think there's 3 altogether. Now, they do have Pearl's Smokehouse. Pearl's Smokehouse is one of the locations that has the gator bites.
Yeah. But plus chicken and fish.
Yes,
and,
they
know,
have
some
barbecue.
regular fare there,
Yeah.
hamburgers, cheeseburgers.
Pretty much a fare for everybody, but they have the gator bites, which
But
is
if
nice.
you're Gatorland, you gotta have the gator bites.
Yeah,
you
and
just gotta.
And let me tell you, the gator bites, they're nice fried pieces of gator, almost like a popcorn chicken.
Indeed.
But fried, or like a popcorn
I'll tell
chicken
you
is
this,
fried.
since
But with the
you're
hot
here at
sauce.
Gatorland, you got to know that it's fresh.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And, I have to tell you, with the hot sauce, it tasted fantastic.
Indeed. Oh, it was delicious.
It's a little bit, I would say the consistency is a little bit tougher than chicken.
It's chewier.
It's chewier than chicken, but it has a little bit of a distinct flavor, but it is somewhat close to chicken, but it has its own distinct flavor. That's about the best way I can describe it. But with the hot sauce, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Just incredible. So that's that. Now, on to the big news that we did today.
The whole reason why we
The whole reason why we came here, all the other stuff was just a side attraction, is the zip line. The zip line. I'm going to let Mark talk about the zip line.
The zip line was so cool. They showed this little 5-minute video, which also had a lot of humor in it. But then they get you all suited up in your harness. They get you out on the course, and you have 2 tour guides. One that actually goes out to make sure that when you do go to the zip line, that he can kind of catch you and pull you up there properly. And the other guy that makes sure that you're all harnessed up. And when you do go out, that you're also very safe. And I'll say this about the park, especially the zip line people, very well trained, very concerned about safety. So I didn't feel at any time like my life was in danger at all.
One of the things that there's a couple of things. Number one, the safety video that you watch at the beginning is just hilarious. We're used to safety videos like this because we've seen the Boston Gliders safety video, which is also very humorous.
If you get wicked hyper, step down.
But this video had that redneckish feel to it, and it had these guys in there with the southern accent. saying all these funny things, and it was really funny. Can you think of anything off the top of your head that stood out?
Nothing.
In that video?
I wish I could. I
do too.
recalled stuff earlier today, but now I just remember laughing.
It was really funny. But one of the cool things is too, that one of the guys had said that they started this in May of last year. And these guys, they just got hired for this, and they had never done ziplining before. So for that much time to have this much experience as they do, I mean, and it literally feels like they have years upon years of experience when you're up there with the guys. They're very safety conscious. They have these the zip line or the steel cord that you connect to is basically all the way up, even up the stairs. So you're hooked in. So there's literally no way that you can fall while you're up there.
And they give you two. They give you two hitches. So if you have to go around the corner of something where they've got it kind of screwed in with
You're constantly hitched.
Right, you got to take one hitch and put it on while you take the other one off. They again very safety conscious.
Yeah, very safety.
Now they have like 7 towers, and the tallest one is actually in the middle. You would think that you would start out at the tallest tower.
No,
but you don't. And I'll tell you.
You work your way. You start off and you go down, and then you kind of go back up, because when you get to the second tower, there's a tower basically on top of the second tower that is higher enough. And I think they said the top height that you go is 58 feet in the air.
I think by the time you get to the fourth tower, where you have the longest run,
you're 58 feet in the air. So I'm not a person that is very happy with heights. When you watch the video on the GoPro, you'll see that I don't like heights. You can see the fear and the terror in my eyes as I'm doing this. But I have to tell you, I felt very safe the whole day. I put a lot of faith and trust into the steel cable that was holding me, because in the safety video, one of the things that it said was that it could hold a F-150 truck or something of that nature. So
we figured it could hold us after that.
You can put a lot of safety into the harness, and when you do it for the first time and you actually go over and you're zip lining down, it's such a neat sensation, because you're free, you're in the air, but you're also restrained. You're being held, and it's really cool, and you're just flying over everything, and you hit the tops of trees. And
you fly over a gator pit where they've got 30 gators. You fly over the lake that they have in there, that also is filled with gators.
Now, one of the other things to note too, that when you're doing this attraction, is it's not just all zip lining. One of the areas that you actually do is a 70-foot, I believe he said it was 70-foot bridge, like
70 feet across, about 30 feet high.
Yep, 30 feet high, 70 feet across, like rickety bridge that basically has 2 pieces of wood in the middle that you are to walk on, and it's very difficult to do. And
how did you feel about it when they showed you the bridge and said, "Here, go across to the next tower"?
It was a lot to take in at first, but you know what? I just sucked it up and did it. It's one of those things I'm very proud of myself for doing it, because it does look very, very scary when you actually look at this thing. But what's funny is soon after I did it, the members or the people that work here, the cast members, were just running across it. Yeah. They were just running across it.
They were used to it.
Yeah.
We weren't.
Yeah. So they know that you're harnessed in, and you are harnessed in. It's just getting over that fear factor of
Now, I'm not really afraid of heights or anything like that, but even going across it, I thought we were higher than we were. Plus, I actually thought the thing was like a mile long, and then when you're actually off of it and standing on the ground looking at it, the bridge isn't that long.
No.
But trying to get across it seemed to take forever. We actually have that on the GoPro camera too, walking across it, so you'll see.
When I was going across the bridge, it started to sway just a little bit to the left.
That's because I stepped on it.
And because Mark stepped on it, and it started swaying, and I got a little nervous.
I was jumping on it a little bit to watch it sway.
That's kind of neat and kind of scary at the same time when you're doing the zip line, is when you get right to that point where you're going to zip line, it's just an open area. You just basically run and hope that the thing is going to catch you, and it does. 100% of the time it catches you. But you have that faith and you're zip lining and all that stuff. But it's really cool. Zip lining over the gators, like you said, zip lining over we zip lined over the lake.
First one was the hardest. After that, It was just a whole lot of fun.
Yep, exactly.
And the noise that it makes as you're
you
zipping
can hear it
across,
pretty much all over the park.
all over the park, and it's almost like it's cheering for you.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, at the end they have what's they call it like deliverance or something to do with deliverance. They were going to have a race at the end, and there's actually a sign in the in that area up there that says "Don't speak to." Or
Yeah,
don't talk
don't
to
to kids with banjos.
Don't talk to kids with banjos. But they have a dual zip line there for you guys to actually race. Now, I'm not going to run and jump off this thing. It's just not happening.
I did.
So Mark totally just beat me, you know, to all get-go. But it was still really fun just hanging there. And, you know, I have to tell you, you know, I was kind of worried, you know, about it, you know, wedgies and not feeling right and just you know, just all kinds of stuff. And it was it was relaxing. I mean, it's just like almost like sitting in a chair and just kind of floating across.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that's the sensation that I got. Sitting on a chair and just floating across. It
We
was
highly
really cool.
recommend it. We've got an interview too, but it's about $70 to do that.
$70 to do-
That
and they're
includes your park admission, though.
And they're running discounts and things, but you know, that's one of the most important things too that Mark mentioned is it does include your park admission. Park admission to Gatorland is $24.99. You know, and that is well worth it at the price it is just to come into Gatorland. This is a really nice attraction just to check out if you're on vacation here. It's one of those kind of off attractions that people you know kind of miss because you get caught up with the big parks and so on and so forth. But this attraction here is great. One of the things I do want to note too, if you go on their website right now, they're running Florida resident specials. If you are a Florida resident,
I'm a Florida resident.
you can actually come to Gatorland for $10. $10 just gets you into the park for a whole day of gator wrestling and all these different shows and trails and things that they have going on, which I think is a bargain, a huge bargain, because this place is so beautiful and has so much to offer in the way of shows and entertainment and just animals and so on and so forth. So it's totally worth $10, and it's totally worth $24. You know.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And even
And
the
then it's
zip line.
definitely worth the $70 to get into the park to see everything and ride the zip line.
You know, one of the things that I would suggest too, if you're doing the zip line, is kind of go with a large group too. Kind of set up a large group, because if you set up a large group, that'll give you more time up at the top up there, because they have to wait till everyone clears that zip line or that pass to go on to the next one. So that'll kind of give you more time up at the top to you know, have a nice overlook of the whole park and so on and so forth, because
Yeah.
you do get, like I said, 58 feet in the air, and that gives you a really nice shot and view of the park.
Well,
So
we did
really
have a
cool
great
stuff.
time. I'm telling you, we had an absolutely great time.
We definitely want to thank the people here at Gatorland for having us today.
Yes.
We had thank you to Michelle Harris and Jackie, who took excellent care of us today. Thank you guys for inviting us to your park and letting us have an awesome
Really
time.
appreciate that. We appreciate everything that you've done for us.
I really think you guys, you know, if you're coming to Orlando, this is the destination that is a must-see destination.
I agree.
I think that if you're coming to Orlando, you want to get a nice slice of Florida. I know that the attractions are great. You know, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, Walt Disney World, all the parks, you know, Magic Kingdom, so on and so forth, are great. But this is one of those side must-see attractions. You know, it's open till 5 here. Right now, it's open from 10 till 5. You know, come spend the day here with the family.
I tell you, this tells you what Florida is all about.
And you know, one of the cool things that they talked about in one of the shows, and this is kind of the history of Florida, is the Florida cracker.
Yeah.
Because, you know, this is where cattle herding started and stuff like that. And you know, they call us the Florida Crackers because we used to crack whips on the animals, you know, to get them to herd and so on and so forth. So this park really gives you that history. It really gives you a nice slice of Florida. It really, you know, it tells you all about Florida, and you get between the gator bites and just all the wrestling and the zip lining. It's just so much to do.
A full Florida experience, you would say.
Full Florida experience, definitely.
Well, anyway, we highly recommend it, again, because you'll get to see a part of Florida that you don't get to see from the rest of Orlando.
Yep, definitely get to see a part of Florida. So.
Yeah, I just said that.
Sorry.
That's okay.
But
hey,
yeah, you definitely get to see it.
From MickeyUpdates.com, my name's Mark.
And this is Rob, and we are going to send you into the interview that we shot with, was it
Mike?
Mike from the who wants to go to Australia. Mike, who wants to go to Australia. And then we'll throw in after that some clips of us ziplining across at the great Gatorland experience here.
Enjoy.
Enjoy, guys.
Hi, this is Mark from MickeyUpdates.com, and I'm here with Mike A., who wishes he could go to Australia. We just did the zip line here at Gatorland. A couple questions for you, Mike.
Sure.
Could you tell us how long you actually are on the zip lines?
It depends on the group size, but a group of 12 will take an hour and a half.
And approximately how many feet do you actually fly across the ground?
It's over 1,300 feet altogether, and we got a 70-foot suspension bridge that's a part of that same total distance. So.
Yeah, we just did that suspension bridge. You think a little more warning on that one. That was probably the most thrilling part.
Advertise the bridge,
You
but people are half and half. They like it, and some don't. So
Yeah, we really did enjoy the whole trip, I have to tell you. So how long have you been doing this?
I've been out here since May. We all got hired in May. They finished the construction in May.
Did you have any previous experience with zip lining or rope climbing or
I can't say that I did.
None
but,
whatsoever?
They still hired me.
on-the-job training then, huh?
Yes, sir.
Not too bad. If you could you tell us actually here at Gatorland, how much would this experience cost somebody?
Full price is $70 online, but we do discounts throughout the year. But the full-on price is $70.
Well, I'll tell you, we just finished doing this, and it's well worth the $70 that one would pay to do this. We had an absolutely fantastic time.
Awesome.
So the second tower, that's one where you go over the gators, correct?
Yes, sir. We got 34 American alligators, 3 Cuban crocodiles on that second line, and that's the funnest one.
Do they like humans?
No.
No, they don't. So
And
you're
the
pretty
Cuban-
safe.
The Cuban crocs can jump pretty high, about 6 feet in the air. So, but we're
And-
flying well above them, so
How high about over them?
probably 20 feet over them.
Okay, so that's gives you what, 14
15
foot
feet
clearance
of,
or so?
safe distance.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Mike, thank you very much for letting us interview you today. We had a great time here at Gatorland, us and the entire MickeyUpdates.com podcast team here at Gatorland. We're out.
Hi, my name is Rob
And my name is Ed.
from MickeyUpdates.com, the show. Standing in front of the Moroccan Palace Theater here, we have just seen the Iceploration show, and I have to tell you, there's only one word that I can use to describe the show. That is incredible. Ed?
For me, it'd be amazing.
Yes, what an amazing show. What an amazing, incredible show that we just saw here. A nice 30-minute show at the Moroccan Palace Theater, a nice ice show. The storyline is incredible. Basically, you follow the story of a young kid named Austin, a young kid who, at the beginning of the show, is very into his video games, his Xbox, his Wii, his computer, his cell phone, all those glorious things, But he has his grandfather who is into nature, who loves the outdoors, who loves to see the world around him, to know what's going on with the world around him. And Grandpa steps in and says, "We're going on a trip. We're going on a trip where there's going to be no cell phone service. We're going to explore the world, if you may." And that's where the main theme song comes into play, "Meet the World," because that's what Austin is going to do. Austin is going to meet the world, which is an awesome theme for this show, because that's really what you do when you see this show, is you meet the world. You start off in the Serengeti, correct?
Yes.
You start off in the Serengeti, and you see all the different animals, and there's ice skaters that come out dressed as a cheetah. There's ice skaters that come out, just all kinds of different ice skaters.
Ice skaters that come out dressed as gazelles.
And then there's the elephant ice skaters. There's ones that come out that look just exactly like an elephant.
I'd like to say something. It's weird because I was watching the gazelles and they were going like this. I was thinking of the throw a video. I don't know about you.
No, I wasn't thinking that. But the show itself, they have elephants that come out, and then you move on to the Arctic. And one of the things to take note too, when you're watching this show, they have real live animals in this show. Do you remember the bird that came out in the first scene, the Serengeti?
I don't remember the bird.
It was a hornbill. Hornbill crane. Yes, hornbill crane was the bird that came out at the beginning, and he walks out there, and you get an animal in every scene.
So Robert was talking about the elephants. Well, they have a mama elephant, a baby elephant. I like the baby elephant because the baby elephant actually has skates. I like seeing the baby elephant skate around. It's one of my favorite parts of the show.
Yeah, really cool stuff. And then when you go into the Arctic scene, you actually get to see what was it? A lynx.
Yes.
A lynx. You get to see a lynx.
Siberian Huskies.
Siberian Huskies. Yes, the Siberian Huskies come out. They are pulling the sled, much like you would see in one of the sled dog movies or something like that. Mm-hmm. And Austin goes on this adventure, and he winds up seeing the Aurora Borealis.
I think we skipped over. We forgot the Great Barrier Reef.
No, we'll get to that. He sees the Aurora Borealis, which is an awesome sight, and he's just in awe of the sight of this and seeing this in the sky and so on and so forth. And then they move on to the Great Barrier Reef, which Austin gets to swim under the water and swim with a turtle. There's just so many wonderful things to see in this show. And then at the end, you get to see the rainforest, and there's frogs and all kinds of different things coming out of the stage, and it's just an amazing show. And it's a great mix between the puppeteers, the ice skaters, and the animals themselves.
Yes. Now, did you talk about the last scene? The one where they're in front of the lush rainforest?
Yes, they are.
One thing I like to add is, and this is good, when they first come out, I can't remember what they look like, but they had these flower people, and they kind of reminded me of Carnival. Had like Carnival kind of feel. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Which is good,
Very, very festive. Very
one
bright.
thing that I liked in the show is, yes, you go to the 4 places, but there's little things to take you to other places in that place that I like, that you can kind of
I understand what you're saying. And what Ed is trying to say is you get to see the whole world. This show takes you to not just the scene that you're looking at, but to other places around the world as well. Yes. Really cool stuff there. Just seeing all the different places, seeing all the different ice skaters, getting that ice show that everybody loves from Busch Gardens, that wonderful ice show, and then throwing in the animals, the huskies, the birds, the macaw, and there's the birds that fly over you during the show, and then the puppeteers. one of the coolest things that the puppeteers do in the rainforest scene is there's a frog that pops out, and that's one of the puppeteers. That was really awesome, you know, seeing them doing all that stuff back there. So just a really awesome show. It's a 30-minute show. It's, you know, every time you see it, it's different. They have different actors. I think they said they had 4 kids that play Austin. They have 2 granddads. So just really awesome stuff. You know, every time you see it, it's a different show. There's a lot of in-house effects to this show as well. You know, they have snow and bubbles and things like that. And the show almost has a 3D feel to it when you watch it, because not only do you get the projection and then you get the ice skating and all that stuff, but it really has a 3D or almost a 4D feel with the in-house effects. You know, just things everywhere to look for, just all kinds of things to look and see in the show. It's just a really, really amazing show. So really cool stuff to see here. All right, that's going to do it for this week's show. This has been Rob
And Ed.
coming to you live from Magic Kingdom. If you can see, the castle is right behind us. So hope you enjoyed the show this week, and that's going to do it for this week's Mickey Updates of the show.